And finally, she was found shot and her body hanging from a tree 2 years ago. The brutal murder of Tshegofatso, who was 8 months pregnant at the time, sent shockwaves through the country and dominated headlines. Her killer, Muzikayise Malepane, was soon arrested and made a shocking revelation. Malepane implicated Pule's boyfriend, Ntuthuko Shoba, as the mastermind. He said Shoba offered him 70,000 rand for the hit to prevent his wife from finding out about Pule's pregnancy. Now, over the past 2 weeks, more horrific details have emerged as Shoba's trial unfolds. Slindelo Masigane has been attending court proceedings and compiled this report for us.
Emotions have been running high in the High Court in Johannesburg, with the trial of the man accused of ordering a hit on his pregnant girlfriend officially underway. Ntuthuko Shoba faces charges of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and defeating the ends of justice. He was arrested on the day Muzikayise Malepane confessed to the crime. Malepane is currently serving 20 years in prison for the murder on the condition that he will testify for the state against Shoba. When proceedings began, Malepane had this to say.
And ngisazolibela ngipolice until ngizomphumela endaweni. And I hope Shoba athole isentence emdizeba. Yeah. And another thing, naye Shoba ngimxolele. I've made peace.
The state's first witness was a childhood friend of Tshegofatso, who detailed what she knew about her relationship with Shoba.
They were dating. He would come pick her up. Also request for her Uber. They had a relationship from my point of view.
When Malepane took to the stand, he first detailed how he and Shoba knew each other from high school. Malepane said he was contacted by Shoba to find someone to kill Pule.
I'm offering 7,000.
Well, initially he offered me 7,000.
August 2, wayikhuphula imali wathi 20,000.
Well, and the second time he raised the fee to 20,000.
Yebo, ngamtshela ukuthi leyo mali leyo incane ukuthi unganginika yona.
Well, I told him that that money that he offered was too little.
Wagcina wathi 70 grand.
70. He eventually offered me 70,000.
He then told the court of an initial plan to lure Pule to her death. Pule was supposed to attend an interview at a restaurant but never arrived.
The reason why the interview bekhona is bekumele after interview mina ngizopick up uMs Pule.
The reason why this interview was organized was that afterwards I was supposed to pick up Miss Pule.
Bengimele ngipick up uMs Pule ngimyise to endlini kaShoba.
I was supposed to pick up Miss Pule and take her to Shoba's house.
Yilo lelanga lelo bekumele uMs Pule kube ngalushonile.
And that is the day on which Miss Pule was supposed to die.
Malepane then told the court that Shoba wanted Pule's death to look like a suicide.
Machaza ukuthi ufuna uMs Pule semhenge from a bridge eMaritzburg.
He explained that he wants Miss Pule to be hanged on the bridge in Maritzburg.
When Malepane was asked why he decided to carry out the hit himself, he said,
Kuba greedy nokuba selfish nje nokuthanda imali.
Well, it was being greedy and being selfish and to love for the love of money.
On day 3 of the trial, Malepane revealed for the first time that he shot Pule in Noordgesig before hanging her body from a tree in Durban Deep. He had to explain why the statement he made to the police wasn't the same as the one he made in his plea agreement. During cross-examination, the defense zoomed in on those inconsistencies.
Ngoba the statement lesisonke lesi amanga and namaphoyisa hence that's why ngibajele iqiniso ngale statement lesesini confession statement lesi nje bengiqamba manga.
Yes, because everything in the statement is a lie. Even the police know that I lied on the statement. Hence, I made the second statement when I pleaded and I told the truth.
So why did you find any need to lie about him having sent you a location when he did not?
Kahle kahle uShoba bengifuna ukumplacer esinini. Insisting since statement list.
The reason for me lying on the statement is because I wanted to place Shoba on the scene.
When asked about how he knew Shoba would be able to pay him for the hit, he said,
Mina bakazonginika imali ngoba if benganginiki bengizomplackmail okokuqala. In fact bakazonginika imali because uyangisaba ngiyamazi.
He was going to give me money. Because if he doesn't give me money, I was going to blackmail him. But anyways, he was going to give me money because he's scared or afraid of me, I know.
Malepane told the court about what happened when Pule got into his car under the impression that he was an Uber driver. He picked her up from Shoba's complex. CCTV footage from the complex forms part of the evidence.
Ntombazane ubumsipule bekangafuni bekadawutha kakhulu ungena emotweni bekadawutha ngikhuluma naye ukuthi no akunankinga ungangena emotweni ngizobisela lapho hlala khona.
Miss Pule was in doubt. She was doubting to get into the car, and I spoke to her and I said, no, she can be free, I will take her home.
When asked why he shot Pule when her death was meant to look like a suicide, he said,
After ngiqeda ukumdubula in fact yonke into bengasayenzi sense kahle kimi according to me bengisengu-trauma and like yonke into nje bengasayenzi sense bese ngifuna nje ukuqeda nje ngale nto le ngiyivale
Kuthi after uqeda
ukumdubula uMsipule yonke into bengasayenzi sense because bese ngiconfused ngapha ngithukile ngapha disaster.
After I shot her, according to me, things were no longer making sense. I was confused, I was traumatized, I wanted to get it over and done with. It was just disaster.
Yes. But the point is, your mandate is to at least make it appear as a suicide by hanging, but you go way out of your mandate. You should have.
Kodwa ngisho uthiwe wena la okufanele ukuthi ukwenze uyamkhunga kube ngathi yena uzikhungile wazibulala wena usuyaphambuka endleleni wenza okunye
benganaso isibindi sokuthi ngiyamhenga nje straight nje aphila benganaso.
I did not have the guts to go hang her alive. I did not.
Shoba's legal team spent 3 days assassinating Malepane's character and interrogating every detail of his testimony. During re-examination by the state, Malepane revealed how he's a career criminal. When he was asked to explain why he believed Shoba feared him, he said,
Give us the details. What type of lifestyle was this that would give him that indication?
Like besitshontshe imoto senza house breaking.
We were stealing cars, house breakings, steal cars, take their parts.
Like besiphila nje impilo yobu gangster.
I could say I was living a gangster life.
The plot thickened when the state introduced cell phone records. The data revealed that there was no activity on Pule's phone on the evening she was killed. This is in contrast to Shoba's version, in which he claims Pule told him she'd organized her own ride home.
As we went out, we saw Muzi standing next to a polo. So as we went out, we stopped right next to the car that he was with and just told him where we're going. We started saying that we're just going to buy more beverages and then go with that.
Warrant Officer Andries van Tonder, a police data expert, explained how cell phone signaling works and unpacked where and when Pule, Shoba and Malepane used their cell phones. The data reveals Pule didn't use her phone while she was with Shoba.
Would it be fair to conclude that with this illustration, you are indicating to this Honourable Court that these handsets were in this vicinity, as indicated in the pointers?
These handsets were utilizing this cell phone tower, so they had to be in the vicinity or the coverage area of that tower for these different times on this 4th of June.
According to the state, Shoba used 2 cell phone numbers, one of which was unregistered. This number is in dispute. However, cell phone records show that both these cell phone numbers were picked up in the same locations on several occasions leading up to the murder.
How is the family taking all of this information that's come out over the past week and a half or so?
It wasn't easy. It hasn't been easy. Every day's got its own different challenges. I think the worst day for us as a family was when the revelations of how Ntuthuko was killed were made. No any other day was worse than that. But as you know, we never said this is going to be an easy journey. We anticipated the difficulty that it will bring to our family. But as you can see, the right to fair trial will be tested if maybe the judge can give that indulgence to the defense.
WhatsApp messages between Pule and Shoba show that they'd been fighting. These messages are contained on Shoba's second cell phone, which he allegedly hid from the police.
Was a second handset obtained from him?
Yes.
So now these WhatsApps reflected in Exhibit D. Was it detected on the first phone which was obtained from him during the investigation period?
There was nothing on the first phone.
Shoba's legal team has accused police of doing a lousy job of investigating Pule's murder. The discovery of the second cell phone was never documented.
I thought that Captain Pete had written down a statement.
Would you be surprised as well if I put it to you that going through officer's better statement, none of that particular important aspect also arises?
I won't be surprised because we were busy with a lot of aspects in the docket.
And both your superior and yourself become oblivious of this blatantly important aspect of your investigation.
Maybe it slipped our mind.
The defense says the state's case is primarily dependent on Malepane's confession.
I put it to you, sir, that what emerges from what we have just put on record regarding the investigation creates the impression that you were ready and happy to accept the word of Malepane because he made a statement that seemingly solved your problem of solving this case, and without much ado proceeded to go and arrest the accused and hoping that he will be convicted.
Yes, that's true.
The state's next witness was an associate of Malepane's who corroborated his version of bumping into Shoba at a store a few days after the murder.
Person now that remained with she's outside her. Could you give us a description of his length, body build?
He's short. He's light in complexion.
Slender and then
He's slender and he was bald-headed.
The defense has now requested to recall the state's first witness, Tshepiso Tsita, to the stand. Another police officer is expected to testify with regards to the WhatsApp messages. It remains to be seen whether Shoba himself will testify. The trial resumes on the 8th of February. Slindalo Masigan, Johannesburg.